know next year when Amari Bailey is gone, he's going to play a ton more. Next year is going to be the year people are watching Bron. He's not so much this year, but next year it's going to be a hype train.
Well, welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob. We back Monday night, long weekend of sports. Before we even get into it, I want to shout out a couple of things. Bills get their first AFC East title in a quarter century. The Tiger Woods, his son, shout out to him. He had his son out here playing golf, and he was looking a lot better than him. Granted, obviously, he's 11 years old with no back issues. But that was dope to see that. It was dope to see Antonio Brown, his comeback story, to have the game-winning touchdown, which we're going to talk about it. Des Bryant, first touchdown since 2017. So there's a lot of good field stories in sports that happened over the weekend. But I'm joined today by Greg Hot Take Sinsmere in the building. And, of course, the bearded one, a.k.a. Moneybags, a.k.a. Ja, here with us. How y'all feeling tonight?
I'm good, man. Feeling good.
Can't complain.
Oh, it was a great weekend of sports. Man. And before we get into the show, for all my Nets fans listeners, one more night before we watch Durant on the Brooklyn Nets. This is a big deal, bro. Like, if you're a Nets fan, if you're really a Nets fan, I'm not talking about nobody that just joined on recently with the Kyrie acquisition. No, like, Nets fans from the Swamp days, from the Meadowland days, like Vince Carter days, Kerry Kittles days. Like, we've been waiting a long time for this team to be good again. I don't care. There's some Nets fans that jumped off ship because they're not in New Jersey anymore. I don't care about none of that. We are here. This is gonna be a big year for the Nets. I'm about to feel like a baby tonight. Bro. Yo, Brooklyn Nets sponsor me, bro. Like, I'm telling you, sponsor me, bro. I'm telling you, this is a lifelong dream for me, bro.
Kyrie dropping 50 tomorrow. Let me stop.
Yeah, all right. he might. He might.
Well, at least New York will have something to look forward to with the Brooklyn Nets. As of right now, it's looking like Giants won't be making the playoffs, and the Jets did what the Jets would do. The Jets go out and win a game that nobody expected them to win. They beat the Rams. Shame on the Rams for allowing that to happen. With this win, are we talking about Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the future, or are we okay with Fields as a better option? Because Lawrence is not going to be an option anymore.
Let me tell you something. I promise you, they will burn that city down if Jacksonville wins a game. Like, they got a gift, early gift right now. And even the mayor already declared it. That's it. See you at the draft. You know, like, that's it. We got the best quarterback, best prospect ever. The Jets. I think they're gonna stick with Darnold. I don't think they're that high on Fields. I think that they have two options: take a left tackle or any offensive line position, or trade. And there's thirsty quarterback teams out there always. AKA the Bears, the Eagles, the Rams in the past. So but maybe these teams have learned that it's not the smartest thing to do. But I think I gotta give Darnold a shot, give him some help. For God's sakes, give him a receiver, please. Somewhat competent receiver. Just give him some talent, see what you got. Like, okay, so you're gonna throw Fields in there, and he's gonna be a rookie with that offensive line and that receiving core. I don't know if that really makes much sense. And again, if you think he's the future, you think he's the future. But you gotta give Darnold a chance. At least one more year. They're probably gonna be bad again. Either way. So, and if he fails, there's another quarterback. There'll be another quarterback coming out. There's always the next big thing. There was just only one Lawrence, so they missed out on that.
If I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm excited. As you were talking about the Jets, I was looking up the picks that the Jaguars have. They have 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders. I'm not even into the third round yet. They got the third round. They got 66 pick in the third round. They're loaded. Within those first few picks there, they can completely change the whole trajectory of the franchise. Like, within those first few picks, the Jaguars they've won. They're good. Like, that's it. Now, whatever you can do to throw a game, you got blitz on a clear, prevent defense situation. Do it every time. Right? All game. Just play defenses with holes in them. Swiss cheese defense, lose games because they are set, man. They're gonna get the quarterback, the best prospect we've seen in the last. And honestly, like I'm gonna do some justice here. I haven't even watched too much of Trevor Lawrence. I've seen him in bits and pieces. He's always looked the part. So they're gonna get the best quarterback prospect we've seen in the last 10 years, right?
Since Andrew Luck.
Since Andrew Luck, right? So they're in a really, really, really good situation here, man. They're gonna load up and they're not going to get Fields this whole time. They're actually gonna end up getting Lawrence, so they're gonna win. As for the Jets, the Jets did what the Jets do, man. They here we are. They're gonna get Justin Fields. I don't think that's a loss, but they may want to trade back. I don't know how they feel about Justin Fields. We'll see if they fall in love with him. These things tend to change, right? Like there's not a lot of hype about Justin Fields as much as there is about Trevor Lawrence. But as we know, the draft process, there's always players that people fall in love with, and they ascend up those draft charts. So we'll see what happens. But I would consider trading back if they have any faith at all in Sam Darnold. But
I will say too, like let's talk about it, but even like someone, if Trevor went to the Jets, they would have ruined him. They would say probably they could have, but the Jaguars have that undrafted running back James Robinson, who's a beast, and like he just and then they have DJ Chark. They got received. They're way ahead of Jacksonville right now. Like their record doesn't really implement what's going on. The Jets just someone made a good point. The fairest way really to do what they should do is never going to happen. Obviously, they should ignore Week 17. I mean, they should make the Jags and Jets play each other, and the winner gets Lawrence. That's the fairest way to guarantee, who deserves them. Because obviously, if you just say regular, they both probably wouldn't show up, and it'll be a tie, and then they could mess around, split him for a year or something stupid like that, But man, I'm just happy I'm not a Jets fan. Oof.
Well, Mekhi Becton was happy. He went as far as to tweet the Kobe pic with the trophies in the locker room and was like, I know it's only one win, but leave me alone. I feel like we won the Super Bowl. So for the Jets players, they're probably not thinking about no Trevor Lawrence. They just didn't want to go 0-4 for the season. Management, though, yeah. This is some Jets stuff that would happen. We have to transition to an actually better game. The Saints-Chiefs, I don't think it was at all a letdown in how the game was. A lot of people on our poll voted as if it was going to be a blowout, as if the Saints didn't have a chance. Outside of Drew Brees starting off 0-for-6 and looking rusty, which we said on this show, if y'all listen and go back to the tape, we said that would be a tough first game to get back into his rhythm against the Chiefs. So what was your takeaways from this Saints-Chiefs game? Do you think this is going to be the future Super Bowl matchup? What's your takeaways?
Watching the game, I of course always expect the Saints to win, but as a Saints fan, but I was Drew Brees, he definitely looked extremely rusty. Didn't have Michael Thomas. Then Traquan Smith got hurt, in the game. We really was thrown to receivers that, I don't think their families recognize them, So, like, I'm just looking at them, I'm like, come on, Juwan Johnson, Lil Jordan Humphreys, like, anyways. So, I feel like as rusty as he looked, and there was no rhythm in the game, really. The play that killed me was that safety that should have been a touchdown. People just don't know how to dive on a football. But I was so impressed with that defense. You would think, they still dropped 32. I mean, if you watch that game, that defense played like amazing. And I will say what was interesting. The Chiefs are one of the most penalized holding teams in the league, right? I'm not sure how they managed to clean that up where they got 0 holding penalties against one of the best pass rushing teams in the league. But that's my conspiracy that the NFL hates the Saints. So whatever. Anyways, so I think for everything that went down, I'm very happy with what's going on. I think that we weren't supposed to win that game. I think that the fact that it was smart that they played Drew Brees in that game because you had to get his rhythm back for at least just somewhat because they played Minnesota on Christmas, and that game is more important. And for the next 2 weeks, you don't want to throw him in there and there's delay the process. Like he's not gonna be 100% for a while if he's gonna be 100% at all for the rest of the year. You just gotta get his feet wet now, and then see what's going on. But like I said, I'm very impressed. That defense is legit. I definitely think it's a Super Bowl preview. I think overall, they're just the most complete team in the NFC. And like listen, Mahomes is unreal. Like there was so many times where he should have went down or all this, or they had him, and he just like extends the plays in ways that are just not normal. And then he's tossing it up. There was just so many plays that was frustrating, but just all in all, like I said, I definitely was impressed. And like I said, I definitely think it's a Super Bowl preview. Unless I think honestly, there's a better chance of the Chiefs getting upset than the Saints, because in the NFC, I just think that the Saints are more equipped. It's a little bit easier path, even though Green Bay's there and you got Seattle. I'm not really worried about those teams. Like Buffalo is a scary team. Like Cleveland, if you don't stop that run, all this stuff. So we'll see. But I think that I want to see these guys at full strength. Michael Thomas. We'll see what's going on. But to lose by 3 and everything went wrong for the Saints that game, or didn't go their way, I mean that's a win. It's I guess a moral win, whatever.
Yeah, something to note too. The Saints came out and said that they were going to rest Michael Thomas for the rest of the season, and he should be back in the playoffs. So I think that's something that will definitely be on the lookout. Drew Brees probably by then, playoff time, he'll have his rhythm, and then you get Mike Thomas back. You got Alvin Kamara still. I think Saints are definitely going to be a team to watch, and some people might overlook it because of this game. But again, Mike Thomas is coming back in the playoffs. Greg, takeaways from this Chiefs-Saints game. Is this a Super Bowl preview? Are the Chiefs, do you see some chinks in the armor? Like, what's your takes from this game?
The Saints are a really, really good team, right, to be close in that game. And with Drew Brees playing like he forgot how to play football, like you lose by 3 points. Like you got to take that into consideration. Like they're a very, very good team. And I think as Drew Brees gets sharper, they'll be a really tough out. And it's hard not to pick the Saints to get out of the NFC. What I would say about the NFC overall is there are 2 quarterbacks that are better than Drew Brees like now. And it is Russell Wilson, it is Aaron Rodgers. And if one of those guys gets hot, it negates all the other weaknesses they have in their football team. And then obviously there's Tom Brady, and so you don't want to sleep on them. But watching that game, my main takeaway too is Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like he's better than Aaron Rodgers, prime Aaron Rodgers. He's better than Tom Brady. He's better than prime Tom Brady. Like I've never seen anything like it before. Like these plays, there was one play that where he escapes the pocket, he's rolling to his right. Or to his left, and throws it to the left corner of the end zone, and McCall drags his foot. Like when I saw him throw the ball, I was like, he's just throwing that ball away. Like that's what's happening. It just lands right in the place where only his guy can catch that ball on the run. The Saints did everything right on the play defensively, and he just made him look like a fool. So my main takeaway is, I mean, the AFC is definitely potent, and there's a lot of really good teams out there, and the Browns are good, but I don't think the Browns are upsetting the Chiefs, and I don't think the Bills are upsetting the Chiefs, because y'all know how I feel about Josh Allen. I'm the unpopular one. Y'all know how I feel. I think Josh Allen's very, very good. I think he's gotten better. I give him credit, okay? He also plays in a perfect ecosystem for himself. So let's not change the subject. We'll get there.
In that VP race, but go ahead.
That race is a 2-dog race. That's a 2-dog race. That man's in the distant third. Race. That's a distant third. Ariel, don't do that, because I don't even like hearing this narrative. Okay, he's not touching Mahomes. He's not touching Rodgers.
He's not. But the fact that he's even distant third, that's saying
impressive.
Something.
Impressive. I don't disagree. I actually think that Derrick Henry deserves more love in the MVP conversation than he does. So there's that. But fine, position players get no love. That's fine. What I'm gonna say is this, like, and we'll get to Josh Allen. Like we'll get there. But like what I'll say about that game is, I think, again, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's stamped. To me, I don't gotta see any more. Like this prime is unbelievable. They've played 9 top 10 defenses in his entire career. They are 9-0. They are 9-0. Every game they play against the top defense, like the Saints, they win like every time. He's incredible, and it's not. He has a great ecosystem around him too, right? Great receivers. That old line is not holding up that well. Okay, he's on the run for his life, and he makes plays in spite of it. He had to throw to Sammy Watkins where he's double covered, and the ball falls right in between double coverage. Sammy Watkins got a hand on that. He's running for his life. Bro. The play was incredible. It was the best incomplete pass I ever seen. Like the fact that he almost made the throw. Like he's incredible, yo. Like it's magic when he's out there. So yeah, that shouldn't be a hot take. I know there's a lot of Tom Brady lovers out there. Stop, no, this guy is better than Tom Brady ever was. He's better than Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is a dog. Like he's amazing. But I just think that this guy is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
I just want to say a couple things about the game. One, it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life that we're one pick away from picking Mahomes. Thank you, Andy Reid, for ruining that. 1, 2, there was a play. Like I said, when he scrambles and he has those, he holds the ball like to the last possible second, but he kind of he'll know. He's backing up, and you see Cameron Jordan full speed coming at him. He'll stop on the dime because the whole time he knows that's what he's gonna do, and he kind of flicks it or hit, all these things. I'm like, what are you supposed to do against that? It's unguardable. So that's great. That's granddad. But Mahomes, you can own the league for the next 10 years. Just let Drew Brees get one more. The last thing I'm gonna say about that game, if I ever see Jared Cook in person and I ever gain 150 pounds. And can do some martial arts or something like that, I will fight him. I hate him. I hate everything about him. You can't be that big and can't get open against a freaking linebacker. He should dominate. He's a big dude, and he's he's a mismatch. I'm not sure what's going on, but I hate him as of right now. Just wanted to say that.
I mean, as far as the Saints getting out, and the Saints getting out of the NFC, just real quick, I will say that you got Seattle, you got the Packers. The Packers are a little interesting, but team's a little weird. The Bucks, Seattle and the Bucks are dangerous, and the Packers are dangerous too because of those quarterbacks. You just gotta show them respect. So it's gonna be fun to watch it all play out. But that's
speaking of the quarterbacks going from MVP Mahomes to another MVP. Ravens seem like they're hitting their stride. Lamar Jackson had a good game running and throwing. Over the last 2 games, he has a passer rating of 120.6. The Ravens, over the last 3 games, have an NFL best 121 points. Are the Ravens hitting their stride at the right time? And do you think that they're going to actually get that playoff spot over the Dolphins? As of right now, both the Dolphins and the Ravens have a 9-5 record.
Who will the Dolphins have to play over the next 2 weeks? Do we know?
The Dolphins schedule. I'm gonna get it for you right now.
Well, the Ravens are hitting their stride at the wrong time. If you want me to answer your question, because the Giants play them next week, so that's it's a problem. It's gonna be a problem for us. But nah, man, it's not a surprise that they're finding their stride. They're well coached. Lamar Jackson is amazing, and I don't know why there was I mean, I get why there are questions about him getting the bag and getting them. I get that, because obviously he hadn't won a ton of games with his arm, and the game against the Tennessee Titans is probably still looming in everybody's head, where he couldn't make the throws to beat that defense, and that's what's still in everyone's head. But you got to pay him. You got to pay him. I mean, the guy wins. He wins 70% of the games he plays with his arms and legs. And to win at that rate in the NFL, I know, again, another guy who's in the perfect ecosystem for himself to thrive, right? He's playing with the team that they got him. They completely changed their offense. They went from Joe Flacco to a traditional stock offense to running just a completely different offense, where the quarterback dictates so much of the run game and so much of their action in the running game. They did a great job of building around him. And you don't do that and then not pay this guy. No, you get the most you can out of Lamar Jackson. You hope he avoids injury because he's so much fun to watch. And you hope as the year goes on, the years go on, he can continue to build on his ability to throw the football and get better and get more fundamentally sound. But he's taking steps in the right direction this year. I told y'all after last week after they beat the Browns, he made a ton of great throws against man coverage, and that's not something that I could always say about Lamar Jackson. So yeah, they're hitting their stride at the right time. They look really tough to beat. And I am scared of all heck from my Giants right now. I'll tell you that, facing them next week.
To answer your question, Dolphins play the Raiders, and then they play the Bills, who more than likely probably will rest their starters at Week 17.
So this is going to be a let down to the wire thing because that Dolphins team, I'm rooting for the Dolphins, full transparency. I love Tua, and I actually love what Brian Flores has been able to do, right? So I'm a big, I love what they're doing over there. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun to watch them. But and then the Ravens have the Giants, and then there's who they got in the back half of their schedule.
Cowboys, I think.
No, I think the Giants have Cowboys.
No.
Giants have the Cowboys last game of the year.
So Giants play Cowboys and I just saw the other day. I'm losing it.
The Ravens have an easy schedule. It's not a good team they're playing on the last game of the year. I know that for a fact. I just don't know exactly which is up top of my head. But if I'm, I would bet on the Ravens getting in over the Dolphins because of playoff experience and because of the championship pedigree they have as an organization. But if you're looking at the Dolphins, and they're a serious team, so you just don't know. It's really hard. Flip a coin.
Ravens play the Bengals the last game of the season. But as of right now, currently on Monday Night Football, which we all agreed was not a game to even sneeze at, the Bengals are beating the Steelers right now currently. So it might not be as an easy of a giveaway game. So I think best interest for Ravens, they just got to win out. That's their best interest, and then see what happens with the Dolphins.
Every team's best interest is to win out, unless you're a Bills or something like that. But
unless you're a Jacksonville Jaguars,
we're there. Them lose every game. Yeah, lose every game.
Who do you see getting that last spot? Because right now we got the Chiefs, number 1 seed, Steelers, who probably will fall to the 3rd seed. But Steelers, Bills, Titans, Browns, and Colts all are 10-4. The Titans, Browns, and Colts all are 10-4. The Dolphins are 9-5, and the Ravens are 9-5.
So we got Chiefs, Steelers, Bills, Titans. Those are so Chiefs, Steelers, Titans, Bills, give or take, and then for those spots at the end, I don't know, man. I feel like I trust Miami over Baltimore. I know the scheduling is, but just Miami's defense is real, and Tua doesn't make mistakes. I feel like they have like 19 running backs. There's always somebody running differently. They all ball out. So I'm always, the tight end, you got Gesicki, they got Devontae, so they got a team, and they got Houston's pick for the draft, which is gonna be like a top 5 pick. But I'll probably say I think Miami, as Baltimore, they don't do anything for me. I mean, they just. I look. No one's gonna make real noise either of these teams. But if I had to pick out that last spot, I would probably give it to Miami. The Colts are, but another thing too. Like, I mean, the Colts should be in too. I think the Colts, that's a team that they're like weird. Like you almost like kind of don't want to play them, or like that's like the best matchup you want. It's like I can't really read them. They're very strange. But either way, these bottom teams, it's all for show at this point because we know it's at the end it's going to be Chiefs Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. So,
yeah, the Colts, they very, very good defense. I just don't trust Phillip Rivers personally. So at the end of the day, if you gotta put the game in Phillip Rivers' hands, I think that's where they mess up. I think the Ravens are just hitting their stride a little too late. I think the Dolphins are going to be able to get into that last playoff spot. Tua doesn't make mistakes. The Raiders, they're so up and down. I see them beating the Raiders, and they'll be able to get that last one. The Ravens they don't have a gimme with the Giants just because the Giants play actually good defense. And I could just see Lamar having some turnovers this upcoming week against the Giants. And isn't, our Giants aficionado. Isn't Daniel Jones coming back this week?
It's not. It hasn't been decided yet. They're going to take a look at him in practice. I sure hope he comes back. Y'all laughing. I'm hoping he comes back because I need to see him play 2 more games. I need to see. Giants fans are so divided on Daniel Jones. There's the people like me who think
Whoa. You said you need to see him the next 2 games? Why?
I do. I ain't seen this 2
Why?
games. Because he's a young quarterback coming from the league. I want to see him play well. That's the bottom line. I need to see him throw guys open and I need to see him playing from a clean pocket. When he's played from a clean pocket, he's been phenomenal all year. When he hasn't, things have been shaky. He needs to play more games. He's a rookie quarterback. He's a younger quarterback.
I could be wrong. I kind of got the sense that you said you meant. I mean, I'm not in your head, but I kind of got the sense that you meant that you need to see him a couple more times because you don't believe in him fully.
No, I believe in him fully. And by the way, listen, to every Giants fan listening to this podcast, whether or not you believe in him doesn't matter. The Giants aren't moving on to get. They're not.
They're not. No, you're screwed. No, you're screwed.
Yeah, they're not. Like that's not happening. And by the way, I don't disagree with them doing that. First of all, good quarterbacks are a dime a dozen now. They're coming out the draft like clockwork. Okay, late round picks are doing better. The quarterbacks are going to be there. If you have to move on at some point, let's say playing devil's advocate that Daniel Jones doesn't work out, you'll find a quarterback. You'll be okay. Build a good ecosystem around him, like Josh Allen's fortunate to have, like Lamar Jackson, like Patrick Mahomes, like Drew Brees, right? Build something around him where he can really sustain, protect him, give him some weapons on the outside, and let's see what he does then. And then we can talk about it. And if he's playing like crap then, all right, fine. Then come in my mentions, then talk about how he's not working out and I was wrong. But don't talk to me about it now. It's just way too early. The kid has played well when the pocket is clean. He's had some really good games. He's redeemable qualities, like I always say. He's very accurate with the football. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I hope he comes back because I want to see him play. I'd like to see him calm down New York fans. There's nowhere in the league harder to play than New York. Nowhere. Like this is it. So we'll see. I want to see him come back and play well though. So yeah, we don't know yet. Long answer to a short question.
Well, transition to that NFC. NFC is looking a little spicy too with these last couple spots. Obviously, Packers, Saints locked in. Seahawks is pretty much locked in as of right now. The NFC East is looking weird again. Cowboys are in the conversation again now. The Giants are still in the conversation. I still think Washington pulls it out just because their defense is so much better.
So Washington has to beat the Panthers this weekend. If they do not beat the Panthers this weekend, the NFC East will be decided in Week 17. That's how this works. So that's how this works. If the Giants and the Redskins end up with the same schedule, the same record.
You have the tiebreaker.
The same record, then we have the tiebreaker. So that's why. Now, if they win this weekend and the Giants lose, then it's all over. But let's see. Okay, they were the Deadskins for years for a reason. Let's just see what happens. I am still banking on them going outside. So we'll see what happens.
And you got the Rams at 9-5, who just lost to the Jets, and you have the Buccaneers, who are also 9-5, who started off the game terrible against Atlanta, but Atlanta is known for losing leads, so it worked out in their favor. But I didn't like how they played. They shouldn't have started slow like that. And you got the Cardinals at 8-6, and the Bears in the conversation at 7-7. Who do you see getting those last 2 to 3 playoff spots? Everybody's talking about the Rams, and they laid an egg. So
listen, by default, the Rams are gonna get it. And the Rams and Tampa Bay. Again, listen, Tampa Bay is one of those teams. I don't know. First of all, Atlanta, they got to take a course on how to, understand that when you're up 17. The game's not over. I just don't understand the concept of a game plan. And then the Buccaneers, showboating, all right, relax. You shouldn't have been down. Whatever. Okay, I'm not going to get too far into that. But anyway, so Tampa Bay, Rams, and the other last spot is going to be – it's kind of like a toss-up. I would I want to say Arizona. Just because they're right there, and honestly, that's really it because obviously don't win the NFC East. The South is pretty much the two teams. The what? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I don't think Minnesota's not going nowhere. So yeah, I mean, realistically, it can only be the Rams, Arizona, and Tampa Bay. Because I mean, unless these guys just lose the next two games and Minnesota wins the next two games, then they get in. But no, I just think that the NFC West is gonna get everybody in besides San Fran. That's how I look at it. But once again, it's like whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think it's a lot too. I think it's those three teams: Rams, Arizona, Tampa Bay, getting in those last three spots. I don't think that's where the fun in this whole thing is at. Like, I think those teams are going to fall where they fall. Like, they're good teams. I think the fun's going to be in the train wreck that's the NFC East, because you're going to get to see, like, this weekend's must watch. You get to see that Washington game, which I will be watching very closely. And then you obviously get your Giants, Ravens, which I'm not excited about, but we'll see. Like, that's where the excitement's going to be. But if you're going to ask about those final three, I mean, the story with Minnesota is interesting because Kirk's just not good, and they're going to have to move on. Like, they're going to have to move on. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him overthrowing Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson yelling, some choice words I won't share with the bench mob faithful, but. Yeah, no, they have to move on, and they had every opportunity to make the playoffs this year. They lost the game in Dallas to the Cowboys, which is unacceptable, considering the Cowboys let you skip into the end zone these days. But it just doesn't make any sense. Like, that team should be better than they are, and the quarterback plays a part of it. And I just don't know how long you can stick with Kirk Cousins. You're sticking with a bridge quarterback. When are you going to make that move? This draft class is loaded with quarterbacks. There's a kid from BYU who's really good. Like, there's people out there to be had if you want to move on and get a new quarterback. So if I were them, that's what I'd be looking to do, especially with Justin Jefferson, the promise he's shown. He just got voted into the Pro Bowl today, right? Like, one of the best receivers in the game. I think it makes all the sense in the world to go and get that quarterback and make sure that next year you're in a better situation to make the playoffs. But yeah, those three teams are a lot to me. Again, I think Tampa Bay is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those three teams are a lock. I think the NFC is kind of wide open after you're looking at the Saints. You got to see how the Packers perform in the playoffs outside of Aaron Rodgers, who I think is going to show up. Russell Wilson is going to show up. I believe that. It's just every other team in there is inconsistent. And I think, mentioning the NFC East, if Washington loses this week, I think they're going to be in trouble because they'll play the Eagles to finish off the season. And Jalen Hurts has been looking very good. They almost pull out that game against the Cardinals. That play that he has, talking about extending plays, he gets the ball stripped from him, picks it up, and throws it. I mean, perfect bullet pass on the sideline. Washington needs to win this week. If they don't, which wouldn't surprise me being as the NFC East, and it'll come down to week 17.
I'm trying to figure out whether it's Washington or hopefully the Giants. I only hope the Giants make the playoffs. And I'm trying to figure out how it's possible the Saints play the Giants in that first round matchup. That's I just need that to happen. For no reason in particular, but that's probably not going to happen. And I have a bigger goal. Hopefully, we'll get the number one seed if Green Bay can slip up. Because I did see that even though the Saints dropped 2 straight, they still have a shot at the number one seed if there's a 3-way tie. But Green Bay has to lose to Chicago in week 17. That's how that would work. So we'll see.
So let me tell you something. This NFC is going through the frozen tundra. We know how Drew Brees fares on the road. What are we talking? Why have I not put two and two together earlier?
Wait.
Drew Brees doesn't play well on the road. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, hold on.
First of all,
okay, a couple of things here. Number one, the number one seed is still up for grabs. Number two, you're living in the 2007 through 2012 Saints. If you watch the Saints recently, they do play well on the road, and they'd be fielding the playoffs. And that's not. I mean, that's not the frozen tundra, but that's not New Orleans. I actually went to a game in Buffalo where it was freezing, and Drew Brees played perfectly fine. And guess what? Drew Brees doesn't have to be the 5,000-yard passer like before because they have a run game and they have a defense. So we don't need the old Drew Brees. That's not why that stigma about the Saints on the road.
That stigma was very real.
It's not real anymore. No, it's not. Look at the stats. They've been struggling at home in the playoffs. It's or they're being get robbed, but it's that weather thing. They have one of the best 1-2 punches in the game, and they have the top 2 defense. I'm not worried about that.
If a team stops the run against y'all, and Drew Brees got through, if Green Bay stops the run against y'all in the frozen tundra, and Drew Brees got to get into a shootout,
I just have a question.
Done.
I just have a
it's
question.
Done.
I just have a question. When's the last time Green Bay stopped anybody from running the ball?
That's a good point. That's the only saving grace y'all have.
When's the last time Seattle stopped anybody from running the ball? Ain't nobody scared of nobody. Okay,
that's a good. That's your only saving grace. So they are. It's just the right year. It's just the right year because
can we get a right year? I mean, we've been getting robbed left and right.
We'll see, bro. We talking about the right year. The NFL's crazy. The NFL's a crazy league, though. You don't know what's gonna happen week to week. Like you really don't. It's so hard to pick games in the NFL. The Jets winning over the Rams. You just don't know what's gonna happen. So let me
tell you something. This is gonna be the most 2020 thing. It's gonna be Cleveland versus the freaking Washington in the Super Bowl. I'm not watching that. So, and the Washington football team is gonna win it.
It wouldn't even surprise me with that pass rush they got. I don't even. There's a part of me that don't. It's not because I hate the Redskins. The Redskins. Excuse me, the Washington football team. I do hate them, but it's also that I don't trust them. Like I don't think they're going to win. No. They're not going to win on Sunday. They're going to mess this up. The Giants are going to stumble into the playoffs by mistake. By the way, a full disclosure: I want as many losses as possible. I just want to see Daniel Jones play well. But at this point, I want to win the loss. I need a top tier wide receiver. That's what the Giants need, or just the best edge rusher y'all can find. The Giants are not far away from being a good team. Okay, but there's work to be done. So for me, the Washington winning, while it sucks, it's not bad in it just being from like a 2020 perspective. But I don't see them beating the Panthers this weekend. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I think the Panthers are a well-coached team.
If McCaffrey's back, then probably not. But
is he back?
He's been close, but it's not official yet. But
he's gonna come back. Game time decision. He'll come back. He'll roll out of bed and feel great, and he'll run for 200 yards.
Okay. Yeah, he's not trying to come back and deal with Chase Young.
Ain't nobody scared of Chase Young, bro.
Daniel. Damn straight, you're scared. You don't even play.
I'm not scared. I told you already. I'm not scared of Chase Young, bro. We got the Chase Young neutralizer and Andrew Thomas, bro. I'm telling you, the film.
Oh my God.
He's won every matchup. Every time they play, Chase Young does not get sacks against Andrew Thomas. He does not in college, in high school, and now in the league. Has Chase Young sacked Daniel Jones? I don't know if he has.
I don't know. He just sacked the whole league, so I don't know if we're focusing on Daniel Jones or not.
Well, listen. If you talk, I brought up Andrew Thomas, which means it's directly correlated to Daniel Jones. This ain't the Daniel Jones podcast, but
it's not. Listen, it's not. Next subject. It's not. You're right.
It's not the Daniel Jones podcast, but I'm just saying, like, I'm riding for my guy, man. Like,
hey, so today is December 21st. I'm pretty sure y'all saw all over Twitter that Black people were supposed to be getting superpowers. Just made me wonder, what would y'all want y'all superpower to be if this was actually true? What would you want your superpower to be?
Teleport.
Yeah, I guess teleport, invisibility. Be honest.
Invisibility is crazy too.
Yeah. I mean, either way, but teleport probably would be the way, just because. Well, I mean, I'll let you say. I'll let you explain the teleport. I think that's self-explanatory. But invisibility, I mean, come on, man. You can be anywhere you want. No one knows you're there. You can just. I don't know. Just from a strategic part of it. You can. There's a lot of use your imagination. There's a lot of things you can do when you're invisible. So, but yeah, that's a great power. I mean, you can do whatever you want, and then obviously teleportation is a whole new level. But
teleport, you go wherever you want, whenever you want, man. It's that simple, right?
Blink of an eye, bam.
That's it, bam, and the blink of an eye. Traffic's no longer a thing. It's the best thing you could possibly do is be able to teleport. 5 seconds, I'm there.
Yo, yeah. Twitter is so wild. People were talking about they were going to teleport to be on the at the hotel when Martin Luther King got shot, and they was going to be there shooting bullets themselves. Like Twitter is just so wild.
Twitter's wild, yo. Twitter's a black hole. I say that all the time. I love Twitter though.
Twitter is the dark web.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it really is. Transition into the flag on the play segment. This segment, I'm gonna throw out some topics. We can either accept it. If we accept it, we talk about the topic. We could decline. We'll move on from the topic. First topic. Randy Moss says he and T.O. are better than Jerry Rice. Accept or decline?
I'll accept that. I mean, yeah, he's wilding. he's bucking Jerry. Like it's so crazy because they're all amazing, but I think Randy Moss has more of a case than Terrell Owens does. I don't know. Call me crazy, but either way, I think Jerry Rice is still the greatest. But I think Randy Moss is more of a. This just feels like that old school, new school battle, right? And I know Randy's still considered new school to me. That old school, new school battle we see, like it's like MJ versus Braun type thing, and the only difference is Randy had the stones to go out and say it in the media, and go at him directly. But I didn't know that rivalry was even a thing until now. But that's dope. I love it. I love that he said that.
Yeah, I'll read you the quote. He exactly said, "I'll put myself first. I'll put T.O. second. I will put Jerry probably third or fourth. I'm talking about dominating the game and changing the game of football. I don't live on statistics and live on championships. That's all politics." That was his quote on the Get Your Popcorn Ready podcast with T.O.
So, look, I mean, Randy Moss was just next level. I definitely think he did change the game. I'm not, I personally think if anything, he would be, I like him. I would go with him, honestly, number one. I wouldn't say Jerry Rice is fourth. That's probably the stretch there. I feel like T.O. and Jerry Rice would be battling it out for the two spot, but I'll probably go Jerry Rice too. Randy Moss, it was just, he was like, all right, so you have to figure with Randy Moss, you had to play 15 yards off of him, and still he would probably burn you. And you were never worried about Jerry Rice burning you. Jerry Rice was just kind of like the strategic, he was just like, he was very, listen, obviously he's one of the greatest of all time, but he didn't strike you. You didn't fear him going vertical like that. Mm-hmm. So even with Randy Moss, if you pressed him, Randy Moss was the type of receiver you had to press him and get physical. He had a little struggle with that, but still you were scared because if he got past you, that's an easier touchdown. So I just think that what Randy Moss did to the game, and by the way, honorable mention, and he's got to be in the conversation, Megatron. I mean, because I don't know what they were talking about, and he retired like way early. But if we're just talking about the player itself, he might be honestly the greatest receiver of all time, just by his size. He was triple coverage, all that stuff. He was unguardable. So if we're just talking about pure talent and he might be it, but I don't know if he played enough for that to be in that conversation. So I agree with Randy Moss so far. I just don't agree with the fact that he put Jerry Rice fourth.
For Detroit to have had Barry,
I think it was interesting.
That's wild. To have had Barry and for Detroit to have had Barry Sanders and have
Detroit is a clown franchise. No, they're the worst.
It's not even that. What are the odds you have two of the greatest players ever played a game on your team? I mean, yeah, sure you didn't win, but whatever. There's enough clown shows in the NFL for that to happen. It's more about the fact that you were even lucky enough to get two of the greatest players of all time, and their quarterback is wildly underrated. Because Stafford's underrated. He just is.
He is. He's
he's from Detroit. That's it. That's my knock on him. And you play for Detroit. That's it.
Next topic. Everybody saw it. It went viral. Kyrie burning sage before the game. Accept or decline?
Accept. I love it. I love everything Kyrie doing right now. As long as you're playing well, burn all the sage you want. Burn all the sage you want in every single arena you go to. Burn sage tomorrow night. You're gonna burn sage, and it's gonna be working miracles for the Nets, man. Happy Durant Eve to all my Nets fans. This is the greatest time of year.
First of all, no one cares about the Nets or Kyrie's witchcraft that he's doing before games. Tomorrow's about Tomorrow's about the ceremony that the Clippers thought they wish they were having, and they're not. They're just gonna see other people getting rings right in front of them. But Kyrie, oh my God, he's so frustrating. I love about Charles Barkley. He made I don't know the exact quote, but he essentially said, "What the hell is he talking about? You play basketball. Just play basketball, man. Like stop with this extra stuff, okay?" And honestly, I don't believe he's always done that because I've never seen him do that before a game. Okay, and why conveniently are you doing that before Boston when you're going back there? The guy just craves attention and then he whines about it. Like he's so frustrating to like listen to. Like it's just nonsense because like why are we even talking about that? We're talking about that more than the actual game. Like if he does that tomorrow before the game, we're gonna talk about that, right?
We're gonna talk about how the Nets popped the Warriors on national TV and announced they're here.
All right.
That's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about.
We'll talk about our picks for tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't bet or anything like that, but guarantee Curry outplays Kyrie. That's not even a far-fetched idea. But anyways,
yo, just save that, bro. Save these clips, bro.
Please save that.
Because Kyrie, whenever Kyrie link up with Curry, it gets dark for Curry. He always finds a way to embarrass Curry on the court one way or another. Like that half spin move he did against the Warriors in Golden State a couple of years ago. Look, it's not about individual moves. I understand that, but Curry is on par. Kyrie's on par with Curry. Like I don't understand where the whole narrative came. What
does that mean on par? What
Tit for tat. They're right here. Kyrie's Kyrie looking at dude eye to eye. He looking at dude eye to eye. Okay. Curry has never proven that he could be the number one player on the championship team. I don't care what no one says. Hot take of the day.
When did Kyrie prove it?
Curry has never proved it. Kyrie hasn't proved it either. But Curry has never proved it. And people act like he has. And it's like they act like he's this right to passage.
You're 100% right. He had that chance, right? Last year, but he had the phantom hand injury that was out for 9 months, right? I agree. But
never.
Please,
2015.
Kyrie's had. I know you just said it too, but Kyrie had plenty of opportunities to be the number one guy, and wherever he goes, and LeBron's not there. He's a cancer.
Listen, I'm not saying that Kyrie definitely is our number one player on the championship team. I know that. That's all we have. That's why it's Durant Eve, because we got Durant to avoid all that nonsense. We got Durant. We got the ultimate deodorant. That's all we need.
So the Warriors' first championship, who was the number one guy on that team?
I know
they won it by default.
I'm waiting for him to say it. I know
they won. They won that one by default. If I'm gonna give a number one, they did. First of all, they did because Bron had him down 2-1 with Dellavedova as the second best player on that roster.
Hold on. We're not talking. We understand that. We understand the fact.
So who's the number one on that team?
We asked on the Warriors team, who was the number one player? Do not say Draymond Green.
It wasn't Draymond, but if I had to put a finger on it, I guess I'd give it. I never thought about this.
It's easily Steph.
First of all, why are you struggling?
Hold on. It's Steph, and it's Steph, and that's why they lost. Okay, because Steph is not a true number one on the championship team. That's why they won.
They won the championship.
Okay, they won that championship. It's Steph, but they won it by default. People are gonna throw that in my face. You see, they see Tone Slicks like the entire series did. All right, they won a championship. Cool. They won it by default, and Steph was the number one. Like I'm trying to think, I'm trying to trick me. It's a trick question.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that because then Kawhi won it by default, and he was the number one option in Toronto. Like that. Listen,
what is Kawhi? We can run the tape back. I said Kawhi should not be in top three.
What I'm saying is the reason why, whatever the reason they won, and all that stuff. Like LeBron was the number one player on the court. We know that, but the number one option, no matter no matter what was the other side, who was the number one option? It was Curry. Wasn't Thompson. Wasn't Green.
Now here's what y'all doing. You're right. It's a fact. But what y'all doing is y'all trying to decide this by technicality. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that.
It's not technicality.
It is technicality because LeBron had them down 2-1 with just Dellavedova. If you're a true number one on the championship team, you telling me how is that happening? How is that happening, bro? As a real number one on the championship team, how are you letting that happen? How is Dellavedova outplaying? Dellavedova outplaying him, bro. In a couple games,
I got him real quick, and then Tony, you can go. So you say if you're a number one option, you shouldn't be put in that position, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so You consider Durant number one option, right? Wait, what happened to Christmas? What happened to the new
Durant Eve?
Durant Eve. What happened to that?
It is Durant Eve, but calm down. Durant has stuff to prove.
Wait.
Because as a number one option, what did he do? Think about it. And with the Thunder, what happened?
That's what I was going to bring up.
What happened? I ain't say. Look, Durant has all the talent in the world to be a number one option. I have no doubt that he will prove himself to be that. But he went to the Warriors, took the easy way out, and skated the championships. That's what happened. That's right. The truth. Okay, Durant has not proven himself to be a number one option on a championship team yet. I'm sorry. He hasn't.
I got you. No, just to be clear, you guys don't. You guys have two. Kind of 1.5s on your team, basically.
Calm down. You're going to carry it away.
That's what you said.
I said that from a place of pure respect for Kevin Durant and everything he brings to the game. Like, we know what it is already. He's just got to do it here. It matters that he does it here. I do want to say. I do want to say, and just before you continue, this might be kind of a side thing. This the whole notion about Durant kind of being LeBron's level and stuff like that, and all. If you blow a 3-1 lead, ever, I don't care what's going on. You're not in that discussion. So facts. I agree 1,000%. He's not. He has to prove it here. Win in Brooklyn, and then listen. You're good, man. Like, you're good. You're good. Like, no one can talk bad about you because you've done it. You've done it, and you did it when you were the clear-cut number one. And I'm not saying he wasn't the clear-cut number one in Golden State, but there was so much around him that it didn't really matter. Like, it was like no matter what, they could pick nights. It didn't matter. Steph Curry was going to get open. All I know is my take about Steph Curry not being a true number one option on a championship team is a fact. Y'all look at it. He was outplayed by Dellavedova in 2015 in multiple games. He had 16-point game outings in that series. That guy has not proved it. But I love Steph Curry. Good dude, family man, right? People get carried away with everything off the court, right? Great shooter, family man. His wife can cook up a mean dish. Like, you fall in love with the family. But let's look about this basketball stuff. Like, I take that serious. He is not a number one option.
So, question before we transition to the next topic, right? Just give me this answer. Who's the number one point guard in the league right now? Coming into this season.
Yo, this is the most fun debate we get to have every year because I argue with so many people, with friends, about Kyrie versus Curry, because I do think that when it all boils down to it, it's about those two guys. But so pick your preference here because
whoa! Wait, he asking you. You answer the question.
No, pick your preference. I think I really do think it's that close. I think you give Steph the slightest advantage because of his shooting ability, and what we talked about with Dion on our episode with him. Shooting is the most important thing you can do on a basketball court. So I'll give him that slight edge. But if you're talking about, like, first of all, the conversation about handles and about, I don't know, there's a conversation about Curry having comparable handles to Kyrie. Stop it. It's not even close, bro. Like, Kyrie got the best handles of all time. Kyrie is a very, very good shooter. Look, pound for pound, Kyrie the better player. Pound for pound, Kyrie is a more skilled basketball player than Stephen Curry. Pound for pound, and in an all around game, you look at the skill, the way he can score and ISO out of any situation. Kyrie, I just changed my mind in mid segment. Kyrie, pound for pound, the best point guard in the NBA. This
man just said Curry. Okay, hold on, real quick.
I changed it. I had to think.
Yeah,
I changed it.
All right, Skip. Listen, hold on. Let me ask you.
You can't even. You telling me Skip? No, I dead ass.
Hold on.
Skip.
Hold on. Really quick.
Pound for pound.
Really quick. Just like the main things that when you think of a player, like what they can do and stuff like that. And not like how you can do these things. Okay, shooting, Curry's better, right?
Yeah.
Passing, Curry's better. Defense. No. Hold on. First of all, no one thinks of Kyrie as a passer ever.
Yeah, but that don't mean that he can't pass.
You think Kyrie's a better passer than Curry?
I think it's comparable. I think it's close.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Kyrie's actually an underratedly good passer. People just see all the highlights and get caught up in that. But okay,
because they don't see him pass the ball.
No, you're not watching the games.
What's he average? 4 assists a game?
Probably 5 or 6 his career. Probably 5 or 6. We could look it up. Probably 5 or 6. Give me the next categories you're going over here because you're not about to talk about handles.
Well, no, I give handles to Kyrie. I'm not gonna even though Curry has handles, I'm not gonna disrespect Kyrie and say that as you just disrespected Curry, acting like it's comparable. But anyways, defensively they both suck. So I mean, it's a kind of a toss up. I mean,
Kyrie. You know, Kyrie.
Listen,
Curry. There was the Cavs were looking for Curry. We're looking for Curry to go at him.
If you're talking about intangibles, like leading a team, we know that's not Kyrie's.
Do we know it's Steph Curry?
No. Hear the question out.
We talked about him being number one.
No. I'm not talking about leading a team like that. I'm talking about straight up like.
In the locker room.
In the locker room, who you want on your team? As smart as Kyrie thinks he is, he's not as smart as he really is. So like Curry, just he whatever. He just I trust Curry. I trust Curry with the ball a little bit more. And I like Kyrie. Just, let me ask something. Also,
with the ball.
Well, just like
and the game situation.
Yeah, just throughout the game. Maybe in the game, Kyrie's obviously the more of a killer instinct guy, but also it's got to mean something. The fact that when was the last time Kyrie's finished the season? I mean, come on. I mean, you got to be available.
Him and Steph have injury histories that are pretty expensive.
Steph had the one injury for a while. He hasn't had injuries. Kyrie, the last 5 years, he's been hurt.
The ankles earlier on too. Look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For a while.
This is going to be a fun argument for people to have for that because no matter what answer you give, you could say that you can make an argument that you're not wrong, which is fine. In most debates you have, like there's always a wrong. There's usually a wrong party. With this one, it's hard to say that.
Right.
If you're going to ask me who I think is the more skilled player pound for pound, I'm taking Kyrie Irving because Kyrie Irving can score the way Steph scores, where he can just kind of play off screens and literally catch and shoot. And he can do everything else. Like out of ISO, it don't matter who's guarding him. There's no like good matchup. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kyrie, just like being the most skilled point guard pound for pound in the NBA.
Real quick before we close out the show, we're gonna get our picks real quick. Rookie of the year this year. Who y'all got?
LaMelo
Ball.
LaMelo. MVP this year.
Anthony Davis.
Luka.
I think Bron gets it this year.
Ooh.
Champion. Lakers.
I think we all in agreement on that. Lakers. This is another installment, another episode of the Bench Mob podcast. Don't think for 1 second that we didn't forget at all about the Kawhi situation and what's going on with his uncle Dennis and all of that. We're going to talk about it. Trust and believe. We're going to talk about it. We made our picks for this opening night. Make sure you check us out on IG, all streaming platforms. You already know how it goes. Bench Mob, we bring people together. So share this, comment, tag a friend, let your baby moms watch it, your uncle, your twice removed cousin, anybody, tune them into it. We bring people together. You heard? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Bench Mob, we out. Peace.
Peace.